Today I'm going to be doing a grand campaign as the Austrian Empire in Europa Universalis 4. Our goals for this grand campaign are to conquer the world and convert it all to Catholic. A world conquest, one faith. This is where we left off last time. We've successfully passed every imperial reform, so all of the princes in the Holy Roman Empire, they are our subjects. We successfully pewed Bohemia, Hungary, Burgundy, Castile, Aragon, Naples, and Navarra, and stole Norway from Denmark, and we've already crushed the Ottomans and almost kick them out of Europe. This, of course, is our final grand campaign in EU4, ladies and gentlemen. So in episode 2 today, it's time to commence with our conquest by snaking out in different parts of the world so we have multiple regions of expansion to avoid aggressive expansion and coalitions. So, without further ado, it's time to jump into episode 2 of our final grand campaign in EU4. Check out episode 1 if you haven't already, link will be in the description. Let's jump in. Alright, here we are back as the Austrian Empire, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said in the intro, man, this is what we're looking like right now. Number 1 on the great powers list, already mega dev above everyone else. Interesting that Ming still hasn't collapsed. That might be relevant for later on in our campaign. This is where we've gotten to with our government reforms, ideas filled out, diplo-religious influence right here. A lot of the missions are in the absolutely amazing Austrian mission tree already accomplished. And yeah, our diplo relations currently, aside from our subjects, man, they're only with the Pope right here, which we will stay linked up with him, I think, for the entire campaign, since we do want to be Catholic, we do want to have good relations, so the Pope is probably going to be the last nation in the world that we conquer. We're still linked up with Great Britain, and they have a Habsburg heir, so I hope we can PU them. They haven't flipped Anglican or Reformed or anything like that, so they're still Catholic, which is good for us. A negative thing that happened at the end of the last episode, though, is Russia broke the alliance with us because they desire our subjects. So it's looking like we're not going to be able to PU Russia, which means we do need to start expanding into them. But yeah, as for expansion right now, man, because we have a truce with the Ottomans, while that, runs out, we're going to be looking to, start dismantling France even more right here, Poland, Lithuania, so we get on border with Russia, and work on Denmark and Sweden as well before we move on to the Ottomans and snake to Africa, the Maghreb, Arabia, Persia. Yeah. Alright, so I've spammed up a bunch of courthouses because governing capacity will be very important this campaign. 1543, we got about 70 more years of the Age of Reformation and no absolutism here. So who do we go for next, man? France, these are their allies. We got Poland. Obviously, actually, we didn't get every prince in last time. Venice and Serbia didn't want to accept, so I think maybe we chop them down as well. Yeah, let me break my royal marriage with Serbia. Quick full annex on them, then we're gonna go in on Venice, pop Verona, Padua, Ferrara, Aquileia, and I'll take Treviso and Venice. I think those are their only provinces. So yeah, Serbia, Venice, then we do France or Poland, and by that time, we'll be back to fighting the Ottomans. Alright, let's go in. We can do expand Empire on them, but it really doesn't matter at this point. Empire is big enough, right? So let's just do this. Also, man, we do need to start investing to become the Curia controller, hopefully. It's kind of tough with the Pope still existing, but eh. Also, what the hell am I doing, man? Why are we doing 1 war at a time? At this point, we can do like 8 wars at a time. Let's fight Venice. What do we do with Poland? Make them break their alliance with France. Easy. Let's go in. Just regular conquest at this point. I'll actually declare, yeah, for Treviso. Serbia's done. Okay, we are a little bit stuck here. I do have to admit, I thought my vassals would get their boats together so we can land on Venice, but not yet, I guess. Made Poland pop Mazovia, which will vassalize, made them break their alliance with France, used favors to make the Pope break the alliance with France. Now France is only linked up with Scotland. For that, I'm going to call in Great Britain, and let's just go in with a little reconquest, honestly, for Provence's course. Yeah. Okay. Dude, I declared as France sends me a royal marriage offer. It's fun watching the swarms sometimes, but it slows the game down like hell, man. It really does slow the game down. We got some extra. We do need to state up like Bohemia here. This is the core, but it's free though. What the hell? I'm not even using admin points on that. Let's do that one. At this point, we got multicultural empire where we can enact the Imperial Austrian monarchy tier 1 government reform. We want to go for that one. The other one is absolute Austrian monarchy. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're no longer the Austrian Archduchy. Nice. Nice. Okay, what I did was I actually built up naval batteries here, so Venice would have to pull back their boats. There we go, we're walking in. At this point, though, France is done. I think we make them release a bunch of guys, man, that we can potentially get into the HRE. Let's actually not do Armagnac right here. Orleans, Wa. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then let's make them give things back to Provence, which is actually what I declared for. So there we go. And then that's all I can do. I'm actually gonna take a province or two. Nice. There's another mission now that we've done that, which is defeat the French. Conquest of France will split into... Every own province in the French region will be split into numerous non-subject nations and added into the Holy Roman Empire if we are its emperor. Non-subjects. And then alternatively gain imperial authority. But we do already got quite a lot of provinces. No, I'm gonna celebrate the victory, man. Let's wrap on Venice too, making them release these guys, and then I'll take Treviso. We don't got enough war score to take Venice, so we'll just wrap it up later. There we go. Okay, let's get all of these purple guys that you're seeing right now in the HRE, and then we'll fight... Oh wait, we can do this one. It's disallow internal HRE wars, prestige, tech discount. Yeah, we're gonna do that anyway. Obviously, I'm also gonna form the Holy Roman Empire, but that's gonna be like at the end of episode 4, you know? All right, everyone that I could get in is in out of... Oh, wait, we got the Italian guys. Hold up. There's another mission, Venetian ports. Sure, we'll take it. Wait, how did I get Imperial Authority so quick? I guess it's because, yeah, we got all those guys in, but doesn't matter. Okay, truce with Poland, with France, and with the Ottomans is still active, so really the only guys we can do now are Denmark. However, this is... Yeah, why is this so complicated? I gotta fight Russia, France, and Poland again for that? That's kind of lame. What about Sweden? Russia again? I really only wanted to fight Russia when we start bordering them. What we should also do here, man, is manually annex Norway. Because they have the monument, the Hedalstave Church, which gives us a missionary. So let's actually grant the nobles... Does it really matter, though? I guess it doesn't matter. Who gives a frick about one diplo rep? Yeah, let's manually annex Norway. I mean, let's do Denmark, man, because, it doesn't matter. We'll reset our truces with Poland and France. What about the Pope? Can I make him break alliance again? I doubt it. Maybe with great power actions? Yes, okay, nice. Cool, let's fight Denmark. I think I'll white peace everyone else. Yeah, I don't want long truces. Alright, okay, peace out with Denmark for now. Also made Russia end the alliance with Sweden. Right, we don't want to, you know, rowdy up these guys that much, right? But how's our truce with the Ottomans looking, man? 4 more years. 4 more years. Yeah. In that case, let's fight this lonely Picardy. That goes to Champagne. Ooh! You can't seize from a personal union, can you? Yeah, the Malta forts. Not really that relevant, but it will be nice to have. Alright, let's do Sweden then. They're really the only guys we don't have a truce with. Alright, give a bit of Scotland to Britain. Britain's still Catholic, by the way, so we're chilling on that front. Let's, wait, can we make Sweden release someone? Release Finland, Karelia, Sapmi. Okay, let's do that, and then I'll be taking, oh, right, that's Karelia, actually. I'll be taking whatever I can here. And we can actually take quite a lot. Cool. Oh, wait, I took Man? I mean, frick it. Alright, cool. Norway has been annexed, which means we can build up this, the Hedalstave Church, which at tier 3, or even at tier 2, in fact, it gives us the missionary. I actually am gonna loan up for that, because even though we don't need that 6th missionary right now, it's better to, you know, to have him preemptively, right? So, yeah. Meanwhile, the von Habsburg has gotten into power in Britain. Also, vassalized Sapmi in Finland. They're in the HRE as well, and I forced them to be Catholic too. Okay, back to the Ottomans. Main goal in this war... God damn, they have a lot of allies. Main goal in this war is to, you know, kick them out of Europe so we can turn Byzantium into the Latin Empire by giving Biz these 4 provinces. And then we, I don't know, snake to here, snake to there, maybe down to Makuria as well. Take a province here next to Tunis so we can fight them, break some alliances and whatnot. Yeah, aside from that, man, New World is getting slowly but surely converted to Catholic via the colonizers, so that's good. Okay, deck on the Ottomans. This is gonna be, do I not have the religious one? Oh, I don't border them, of course. In that case, just regular conquest, I think, man, for Athens or whatever. Yeah, let's do that. Every time I declare a war, there's like a 3-second lag spike. That's our war with the Ottomans done, man. The reason I'm taking Palestine right here in a disconnected fashion is because of the Holy City of Jerusalem monument, which gives us an additional missionary at tier 3, along with missionary strength versus heretics, so super powerful, something we do want to get as early as possible. Meanwhile, if you're wondering how the conversion is going, Britain has gotten rid of the Center of Reformation in Lothian. Excellent. Thank you, Britain. With that, all centers of Reformation wiped out. There's literally only one Protestant country, which is Sweden. We're going to wipe them out. And then one Reformed one, which is Scotland, which if I end up fighting them, which I will, of course, I'll just feed it to Britain, man, and, they'll convert it up because I am, relying on the fact that we will force PU Britain, or if we're lucky, which I doubt, we might get them, but if I don't, since they're Catholic, I'm actually probably going to leave them to, like, the 1700s, 1700, something like that. If we don't get them randomly by then, that's when I'll force PU them. Yeah, but yeah, there's the peace out on the Ottomans done, and just like that, we've taken this so we can fight Akkoyunlu right here. They're not allied to the Ottomans, so we can push through them into Persia, convert this up. We've kicked the Ottomans out of the Balkans officially, which means we can take the Scourge of Europe. There we go. Even more missionary strength till the end of the game, which is frickin' banging. And then we can take Emperors of the East, which turns Byzantium Catholic and into the Latin Empire. Wonderful. There's officially no more heretic princes. Well, once a month takes over, no more heretic princes in the HRE. There's another mission. I wonder what that one is. It's a Holy Empire because everyone is in the faith is Catholic. Do we take this now, since it's only a temporary... Oh, every imperial prince gets the missionary. Okay, so I will take it now. Cool. Okay, since we're done with the Ottomans, let's start coring these things up, and I'll actually grant this to the Latin Empire as well, and we'll go in on, like, whoever. And yeah, Biz, man, with their modifiers, they're converting like 80 different provinces at the same time. I'll show you Latin Empire. Also, man, the reason I'm not feeding anyone anything, at least in this region right here, is because I mentioned this last episode as well. In these latest few patches of EU4, these guys, like, almost always, like 99% of the time, they'll just do Grand Orthodox autonomy, so they won't convert Orthodox. Come to think of it, the Latin Empire will probably convert this if I give it to them. However, there's also a risk of them adding it to a trade company instantly, which is what the AI does like to do, which means they won't convert it anyway. Like, for example, Castile is doing in the Maghreb. Let's do France. Let's continue beating on France. I'll declare for, like, Montpellier or something like that. The thing about France is, actually, I can make them pop even more subjects and feed France to my HRE subjects, which saves us a little bit of admin points. Not that we need to save them, but, that is something I can give. Let's wrap on influence. We don't need that. Okay, pretty much done with France right here, man. Let's make them release Armagnac, or no, we can't do that. Orleans. That's actually quite a lot of points. Will they be able to join? Armagnac actually won't be able to join. Brittany is too big. We can do Toulouse down here. We can join them up. And then let's just give, a couple of provinces to some subjects. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's done. Meanwhile, tier 6 Gov Reform time, Aristocratic Court, Great Council of Mechelen, something. GovCap is good. Diplomatic Cost, Liberty Desire, disables the Dutch Revolt. I didn't even know about that, honestly. But do we go Aristocratic Court, or do we even take Royal Decree from now? We won't really need that much absolutism, but I actually am going to go with this for now, man. I know it's early and we're basically not doing anything. It's suboptimal, blah, 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 but it's whatever. I own Toulouse core provinces. And I think if I give them back, they'll be too big. Let's do the calculations. They won't be too big. I'll actually give these back to Toulouse and that one to Toulouse. Now we can, yeah, we should be able to diplo-vassalize them. Yes, there's Orleans and Toulouse in. Taking admin way ahead of time, it's time for a fourth idea group, which at this point it has to be admin, right? Minus 25% CCR, plus 25% GovCap. Okay, now let's go in on Poland. I'll declare for like Wielon or something. Ooh, we can do Reconquest on... Whose cores are these? Regan? Sure. Sure, let's give that to Riga, we'll do that, and I've also co-belligerented Venice, we'll annex them and reset our truce with France. You know, usually Europe is the last place you conquer in a world conquest, but if you're doing an Austria one, it's like kind of the first place you conquer. Over here, Venice is done. Riga course back to Riga. I'll make them release Zaporozhye and Kiev, which we can diplo-vassalize, flip them Catholic, they'll join the HRE, and then I'm taking a province. Diplo-vassalized, entered the HRE, forced religion. Okay, truces are active with everyone in Europe. I wonder if we actually go in on Russia here. We can mega snake through them as well to reach some of the hordes. I'm actually a little bit salty that we couldn't PU them, force PU them, because now there's, obviously with them colonizing, there's more to conquer. It's not like these provinces are expensive or anything, but it's either Akkuylnu or Russia here, so we can start our snakes. Let's do Russia. Let's do Russia. They're right there. They don't got no allies. They've actually vassalized Karelia, which I couldn't do. 75%. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, man, look at this, dude. It's just, it's interesting to watch this. We're probably going to do a peace deal, something like this. We can snake down to the hordes or whatever. Let's see how far my guys will push and how far we can reveal stuff, because I think they're only colonizing up here. Hordes are still present. I think Uzbek is like right here. All right, we're wasting time here, man. We're wasting time. All right, we're doing a pretty mega peace deal here. There we go. So we've basically blocked them off from Europe, but I've also reached the border of some of these hordes right here. So we're in Central Asia from here. We'll get into Persia from here now. Aggressive expansion. Ooh, actually, man, it's higher than I thought. It's higher than I thought. Damn, especially with these guys. I guess because they're close, huh? Yeah, it is because they're close. I probably shouldn't have taken like 150 as well, but it is what it is. Hey, I got elected courier controller. Awesome. It does give us some expansion related things. Not really missionary related things, but expansion related things. Minus 20% aggressive expansion, man. Even though we're the most powerful country in the world, it does matter a little. All right, now let's destroy Sweden. Actually, I probably want to call in Britain into that so I can feed them Scotland. Look. It's so tempting to claim throne, but he's young, he'll get an heir. That's okay. We're done with Sweden, by the way. There we go. I also gave Orkney to Britain via an event because, well, we're gonna end up owning it anyway. So, there we go. Sweden is out. No more, Protestant or Reformed nations in Europe. In fact, it's only Catholic and, well, Russia. Russia's Orthodox. Ooh, France. Yup. Let's wrap up France. For Foix. We'll just be feeding stuff to our subjects here. Actually, we don't even have a claim on Foix. Armagnac, then. Alright, feeding this to subjects, and then I'm taking Calais. Nice. Holy City of Jerusalem, just bumped it up to tier 3 by taking new burgher loans, and we've unlocked a new missionary with that. Well, put him in charge after a month takes over. Cool. Up to 7 missionaries now, which is not bad at all. I think by later we'll get like 11 or something like that, if I recall correctly. What isn't controlled by me? What can't I core? I need to finish coring this to core that. Okay. AE, okay, not bad. Denmark. We probably want to wipe out Denmark here. It'll reset our truce with Russia as well. But I got no CB on them? Really? No CB in 1575? Cringe. Well, that guy died, but they got a replacement. She's still in Habsburg. CB on Denmark has been acquired, folks. Cool, that's a wrap. It's a full annex on Denmark. Okay, those guys are gone, so we don't need to worry about them. Lithuania, meanwhile, is breaking free from Poland, which is interesting to say the least. Let's core these up. We're still coring this? How long does this take, dude? Okay. Truces with everyone in Europe now, as far as I can tell, and in fact, we're almost done. I didn't full annex Sweden? Yeah, I didn't full annex Sweden. I'm an idiot. I didn't even see this, man. I wasn't even looking at the list when we opened that up. But let's check the New World, okay? Shout out Britain, shout out Portugal, shout out Castile. We're not even thinking about Portugal at this point, obviously. Yeah, Tunis. They're not allied to the Ottomans anymore, so we could fight them. We actually have some claims from Genoa and Aragon. Yeah, not a lot of aggressive expansion there. Truce with Ottomans is actually up. Yeah, it might be good to put a little snake down to Ethiopia because we have a huge doll right there from here. Arabia, but most of Arabia is owned by the Ottomans. Maybe something like this. Yeah, let's fight them. Why not? Let's fight them. We got a holy war now too, so yeah, even though we're not really beating their ass in battles, it's still 75% aggressive expansion, so we'll go in instantly. There we go. Look at this lag, dude. Look at this lag, man. My subjects, they haven't been home in decades. They still all got manpower, though. Not all of them. Milan not, but yeah. I wonder which subjects has the biggest army. Obviously, you would expect the PU guys to have the biggest one. Yeah, Castile, Aragon, Hungary, Milan, Naples. Tuscany Lance Hut. From what? You know, with World Conquest, man, the fun part was last episode, boys. It was the setup, right? Now it's just watching my guys conquer the entire world. My guy died, and I noticed a bunch of armies here. In that death, we've inherited Navarra and Naples. Which, Navarra, sure, they took up a useless Diplo slot, but I actually don't want to inherit my subjects because, you know, they're powerful. They bring in their own thingies. I especially don't want to, you know, inherit Castile because they're, well, they're not really colonizing that much. New Granada is like one step disconnected away from me, so it's not like I can subsidize these guys. But hey, Portugal and Britain, they're still putting in the work. You would think this is me, but no, it's the Acoma and Hasinai federations. And another thing is, man, Britain has until 1600 to decide whether they flip Anglican, but I think if they haven't done it by this point, they won't. You guys know I said episode 1 that I would Alt F4 if they flip, but they haven't flipped. Alright, taking this right here, so we're going to be sneaking to Tunis and down to the Horn of Africa, and then taking some land and making them pop out a few guys. I don't want to go over 100 overextension here, so there we go. That's a pretty nice war done. Let's see aggressive expansion. Yeah, obviously these guys are mad. Back in Europe, there's only France and this tiny little Sweden to wipe out once our truce with them is up, which it is. So as soon as the diplomat is back, I'll declare. But also something I've noticed during this war is this little Georgia that exists right here. They actually have quite a lot of cores over on Akkuyunlu, so we'll diplo-vassalize them, and whenever we fight Akkuyunlu, it's going to be a nice, juicy reconquest on them. So yeah, let's diplo-vassalize Georgia and wipe out Sweden, and then I'll probably go back to Russia. Yeah, but now we'll have multiple regions to cycle in, man. We got like Russia, Persia, Horn, Maghreb. Russia, Persia, Horn, Maghreb, and like that through those regions. Well, you know, we'll expand. Like I said at the start of the video, boys, episode 1 was all about establishing dominance in Europe. This right here, episode 2, it's all around, about reaching the most parts of the world. We're not really super focused on like conquering the most, but going as far away as we can. Because obviously once absolutism starts up, man, and once we get admin efficiency and absolutism, we'll be able to take like way more. Aggressive expansion won't be a problem. Yeah, Portuguese, Australia, interesting. I didn't know the Portuguese were here. I wonder if Ming exists. Ming does exist. Okay, I was hoping they didn't, but... And we got a pretty huge Bahmanis and Jaunpur over in India, which I can't see yet, but India's gonna be a slog. Obviously, the worst part, Southeast Asia. What the hell, you're calling me in versus, like, North American tribes now? Ugh, I hope my guys don't actually go there. Who are they fighting? Pretty big war, of course I'll accept. I want to keep Britain, but, yeah, we've just diplo-vassalized Georgia. They can't enter the HRE just yet. Something I can do, though, is force them to be Catholic. There's Georgia, enforce religion. Very nice. And, yeah. Okay, 10 little OPM Sweden. Let's just knock them out. Sweden's done. Let's just give it to, like, Finland or something. Historically accurate, by the way. Okay, now that we're done with that, let's go in on Russia. Then we'll do Akkuyunlu. Then we'll do... I should have made an Adal break that alliance. Yeah, I got guarantees on these guys as well, which I want to remove. So, Russia, Akkuyunlu, Tunis, and France is somewhere in there too. All right, Poland, Lithuania. I keep forgetting about these guys. Yeah, but okay, let's do that order. There's the deck on Russia. Russia will already accept. Let me actually take this as well instead of like something like that. Okay, up to 100 overextension once again. But wait, I'm already overextended. Yeah, let's wait a little bit. All right, peace out. There it is. Okay, going in with a reconquest on Akkuyunlu for like Tbilisi instantly. There it is. I wonder if Jaunpur is gonna come in here. They're like the furthest nation we're fighting and we can't even see them. Wait, did I not declare? I didn't declare. Okay, there it is. Yeah, pretty mega Jaunpur that is most likely also expanded in Tibet. My guys are actually sieging Jaunpur even though I can't see it. Alright, done with AQ, doing the most right here. I'll taking 2 provinces for myself. Most of it goes to Georgia. Oh, it's in Asia. I can't core it. Okay. Right. In that case, I'll just give those to Georgia as well. So there we go. Right. Just helping with some natives over here. That's what's going on. French Mexico, huh? Interesting. All right, let's finish off like Poland here. Oh, my guy died again, and I inherited Aragon, man. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh, that's an almost full annex on Poland. I'm giving stuff right here to my subjects, and the only Polish provinces that are left is that one and this one. Let's get rid of this annoying Great Horde here, man. Alright, that's a full annex on this Great Horde. Dude, Russia's allied Ming. Yeah, Ming. Oh, actually, Ming have shrunk. Ming have blown up. Yeah, it's like UA down here. Let's fight this Uzbek. I think I can take every part of them. Let's just hope they don't have disconnected stuff here because Oirad and Afghanistan won't join, so why not? In fact, I'm gonna do this Shirvan at the same time because we're already fighting Jaunpur. I actually white pieced that Uzbek war because they got decked on by Sibir and Transoxiana, so yeah, I could have taken this one province, but frick it, man, there's a full annex on Shirvan. You know, France has gotten pretty involved in the colonization game, man, because they are establishing some New World subjects, so I think I'm actually gonna let France do its thing. I'm gonna let France colonize the New World, so let's not completely beat France's ass, you know? And well, conversion's still going lovely, man. Yep, everything over here is Catholic, just some Orthodox provinces remaining in Lithuania, converting this stuff from the Great Horde now, converted everything here, we're converting like super fast. This is what North America looks like, so Britain is doing an excellent job, Portugal and Castile doing an excellent job in South America. Yeah, we're chugging along pretty nicely, man. Everything is on track. In fact, I would say this is fairly quick for my playstyle. All right, something I was waiting for. Truce with the Ottomans is up. Holy War. Let's I probably want to do something like this. Get connected like this. Split the Ottomans in a couple of bits. Make them break the alliance with. Oh, they're not allied to Adal anymore. Interesting. In fact, are they fighting each other? I think because the Ottomans are fighting Yemen. Yeah. Okay, so now that these guys are actually no longer allied, once we beat up the Ottomans, I'll fight Adal to get, like, through to Yao, so we can enter West Africa from here and push on through Adal once again to reach East Africa. And then from here, you know, we can get to the Great Lakes, guys, later into the Congo region. Awesome, yeah, let's do the Ottomans, man. Once again, Holy War, show superiority. It's pretty simple. Not a lot to do right here. White Peace Tunis, or sorry, make them break the alliance with the Ottomans. Jesus, look at this. And annex this tiny little Sunni Theodoro, too. Also converting some of Castile's stuff down here. Cool. Theodoro, tier 7, admin clergy, admin free policies, clergy loyalty. Yeah, whatever. All right, this is what I'm doing with the Ottomans. Still not going over 100% overextension. I know where, you know, you're supposed to not care about those things and stuff like that. But listen, we got time, man. We got time. But yeah, Age of Reformation is ending in 10 years. That's what we're going to call this episode 2. You know, I'm sort of splitting these into ages as we go along. Next episode 3 is going to be absolutism, and episode 4 is going to be revolutions and the final stuff. So yeah, okay, we've spread out down here into the Arabian, you know, peninsula a little bit. We border Akuyunlu still, so we could wipe them out, then go into Persia. Everything is chill right there. Why isn't this being converted? I guess that the guys haven't gotten around to it. Okay, Lithuania? Yeah, why not? Why not Lithuania? Okay, some to my vassals, some to me, and that's the war with Lithuania done. Okay, I'm gonna declare on Adal now. They have re-allied the Ottomans, but hey, it's gonna reset our truce with the Ottomans, so why not? There we go, Adal, and I'm just gonna go through them. I've diplo-vassalized Lothian and Alençon as well right now. I don't know how Alençon came into existence, but yeah, let's fight Adal, man. Go through them and reach, like, Kilwa in them. I still can't get to Yao. Actually, maybe in this war we could take, like, these provinces from the Ottomans, and that's how we go through to Yao. Okay, yeah, let's fight Adal. Yeah, but meanwhile, this is what things are looking like over here. There's about 3,000 something provinces in EU4, almost 4K. So the quarter of the world is already Catholic. Very nice. Yeah. Cool. Still a lot of ones to beat up. Smallest religion is Protestant. Sikh, Inti. Okay, Portugal is converting that. Yeah. Like some of the Buddhist ones, Nahuatl. What's happening with Mexico, actually? I want to know. Okay, French Mexico is a pretty powerful one. That's awesome. We'll just end up inheriting these guys when we full annex France, which is dope. I'm gonna let these guys do their thing in the New World. Still lots of quite large federations. Yeah, okay, we're chilling, man. We are chilling. Established Sunday schools just now, so even more missionary strength. Missionary strength is obviously never a problem. And also, we finally have some admin efficiency because I took admin 17. Oh, I forgot to take this from the Ottomans. Frick it. We've shifted the balance because I'm growing my army. There's Spread the von Habsburgs as well. We'll unlock Spread von Habsburg peace offer. I don't remember this. Oh, this is one of the newer ones, right? Where we put one of our guys in their dynasty, Diplo Rep, Diplo Annex cost. Sure. This war is actually taking quite a while because, you know, the subjects get confused sometimes when it's so far away. All you gotta do is reload the game. I haven't done that just yet because we're still alright. But, yeah, I'm gonna get involved myself as soon as I build up the army here to the optimal stack level. Well, this was a freaking flop, dude. It shows superiority, and my guys, you know, have lost so many battles because of the doll catching, like, tiny little stacks like this, that with full siege, I got 40% war score, dude. That's honestly kind of sad, if you ask me. Oh, dude, we can't even get down to kill one, man. Oh, this is kind of stupid. Let's just take whatever we can here, man. Yeah, whatever they're willing to give, like this, whatever. Okay, but the age of absolutism has come around, ladies and gentlemen. We have 65 max absolutism right here, which is whatever. Let's take away strong duchies. Not that we need it. We definitely don't. So now it's 75. Yeah, we'll be getting it up, man. Can we reduce autonomy anywhere? No, we can't, but we can definitely harsh treatment, you know, that's gonna give us a little bit. We're in no rush at all to get it up super quick or anything like that, but because we've hit the age of absolutism, yeah, we've sneaked around pretty good, man. I was thinking we could go further a little bit, but that's okay. The setup is here, which I like quite a lot. Okay, let's roll one final war for this episode right here. It's gonna be versus Tunis, and then we'll call it. But next time, because we're already established in all the regions we want to be in, then it's really gonna be instead of going through someone, we just nab chunks. And also, man, there's so many guys we can diplo vassalize right here. All around the world. Sure, they're like tiny one province minors and stuff like that, but hey, why not vassalize Lanfang instead of fighting them, you know? Because this is the region I'm least looking forward to, dude. I'd rather fight the Ottomans 80 times than fight one war here, but it's cool. Okay, there's a good chance here. 45-year-old ruler, no heir. What happens? Succession war. Okay, if she were to die now, of course. Yeah, succession war obviously easily winnable. But, you know, there's always a chance of an heir or even this thing changing. For example, from Succession War to a Habsburg noble succeeds to the throne, right? Or I just straight up get them, or yeah. Okay, but this is promising. 45 years old. You know, how's GovCap looking, man? I've been building these things up, and I'm also spamming out state houses as well. These help out quite a lot. GovCap is actually very good. In that case, I'll even full state more things right here, especially the free stuff that we've gotten in order to increase, you know, our own power. We definitely want to full state stuff, at least, you know, in Europe and stuff like that, man. But yeah, anything else? Let's do that one. Oh, still looking pretty good. Yeah, see, look, now it changed. Now it's a noble from House von Habsburg, so you can never know with these things. Yep, there's a piece out on Tunis. This is actually 100% war score. But with all of that done, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is a pretty good place to call it for episode 2 right here of our final grand campaign ever, our Austria World Conquest 1 Faith. The goal for this episode was to snake around in these little regions right behind us. Like I said, get to the hordes, get to Persia, get to the Horn of Africa, and get to the Maghreb. The only place we really didn't get to where I wanted to was West Africa a little bit, but then again, man, Africa is the easiest continent to conquer. So yeah, we are pretty much present everywhere we want to be present. Inherited some personal union subjects. The conversion of North and South America is moving along absolutely perfect. Great Britain didn't go, they got an heir. Okay, whatever. Great Britain didn't go any other religion. They stayed Catholic. There was no restarting involved for that. So the conversion of North and South America is moving along excellently. Even France is doing its part. So I'm glad I don't have to think about these two continents at all. And boys, this is pretty much just it's not even a conquest of North and South America, man. It's just a conquest of Europe, Asia, and Africa, really, when you think about it. Because later, you know, we'll start fighting Portugal. Oh! Not bad! Not bad. They didn't get it through me. They obviously have gotten it through Britain. But excellent. Habsburg's there. Small chance of us force PUing them or getting getting them for free randomly, which is dope. So the two biggest colonizers have our dynasty. It would actually be even easier to force PU Portugal than to fight them. They probably don't own that much land themselves, so with mega absolutism later, Portugal should be full annexable. Obviously, you know, war scores are going to be a problem, but no big deal. And yeah, we'll chug along nicely, man. Next episode, we'll get really into conquering Asia. We want to get through Persia right here to get to India. Over here on the north, get to China. So we'll be conquering a lot over here. If we find a little Ming somewhere, we could potentially, you know, do a reconquest on all of China or something like that. So yeah, everything is working out perfectly. But these next 200 years is really when the conquest starts, especially after we start getting absolutism up, after we start getting admin efficiency and stuff like that. So yeah, man, next 2 episodes are gonna be absolutely mega. But yeah, we've accomplished everything we wanted to do. Europe almost conquered as well. Let's not even think about Portugal or Great Britain right now. We're gonna get those guys anyway. The only guys left right now technically is like Poland and Lithuania right here, and of course, you know, the Russian part. So yeah, man, it's looking absolutely lovely. I'm very excited for next episode, which is also gonna be this week. It's actually gonna be on Friday. Yeah, episode 3 on Friday. Today is Monday. Once again, yeah, ended off, man, #1 on a great powers list, and effectively doubled our dev, which is looking good. Checking out the ledger once again over here. Catholic has grown even more. So yeah, we're looking absolutely lovely, man. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, it is like 3,000 something provinces, isn't it? So a third or a quarter of the world is already Catholic, which hey, works very well for me. But I think that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, that's been episode 2, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this episode and this series so far, our final grand campaign ever, make sure to leave a like, man, so it lets me know you guys want to see stuff like this in EU5 as well. Yeah, you know, subscribe if you haven't already, so you stay up to date on when this when the next episode drops. And I think that's all I have to say about that. But wait, no, I was gonna do the A to Z outro. No A to Z outro. That's it for me for now. See you next time.